Governor Tom Corbett says he will not be appealing a federal judge's decision to overturn the state's gay marriage ban, and it's our top story tonight. Good evening. This is WILN's late edition, Greater Hazelton's only local news broadcast for Wednesday, May 21st, 2014. I'm Ann Gownley. Governor Tom Corbett has announced that he will not be appealing a court decision allowing gay marriage in the state of Pennsylvania. Corbett made the decision Wednesday and said, quote, "The case is extremely unlikely to succeed on appeal. Therefore, after review of the opinion and the advice of my Commonwealth legal team, I have decided not to appeal," unquote. In Pennsylvania, same-sex marriage will remain legal without the threat that a higher court will reinstate the ban. PA was the last state in the Northeast to legalize gay marriage. Hundreds of gay couples rushed to apply for marriage licenses after Judge John Jones's ruling on Tuesday. Construction inside the former St. Joseph's Hospital in Hazelton is now at a standstill. The Claremont Group, a New York firm, had plans to turn the old hospital into a 250-bed assisted living facility. The firm had paid the Greater Hazelton Health Alliance $300,000 for the property back in May of last year. WILN reached out to Administrator and Operations Manager Kate Day. However, she did not return our phone call. The Claremont Group's telephone number is now disconnected and its website is no longer available. WILN was able to tour the facility back in December of last year, and the first phase of construction was underway. No official word as to why the company has stopped construction. The Hazelton Zoning Hearing Board approved the plans for the facility last September. The facility was scheduled to open this summer. An undercover drug sting resulted in 4 people being arrested in Mahanoy City. 22-year-old George Cranak of Hazelton, 28-year-old Rochelle Robinson of Hazelton, and 19-year-old Kyle Miranda of Barnesville were each charged with felony possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. Police also charged 21-year-old Molly McGuire of Mahanoy City with felony unlawful delivery or manufacture of a controlled substance, among other charges. An undercover officer contacted McGuire to purchase the drugs. She then drove to Hazelton, where she picked up 2 bundles of heroin. McGuire then went back to her home in Mahanoy City, where she was taken into custody. Cranak, Robinson, and Miranda were arraigned by Judge Christina Hale in Frackville. Hale set bail at 10% of $25,000 for McGuire. All 4 were locked up in the Schuylkill County Prison. A Wilkes-Barre man suffered a gunshot wound to the neck last night in a vacant lot on Madison Street. Police were called to the scene around 7:30 p.m. after a reported argument between the victim and the shooter. Police searched the area for the shooter, but as of 9:40 p.m., no one was taken into custody. Authorities also searched the lot looking for evidence until 8 p.m. They also questioned neighbors to find out if anyone had witnessed the incident. The victim was taken to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township, where he was being treated in the intensive care unit. At this time, no arrests have been made. Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazelton has reported earnings of more than $10 million a year for the past 3 years. The hospital was taken over by the Lehigh Valley Health Network earlier this year. 59 of the 169 hospitals in the state aren't receiving enough revenue to pay expenses, but Lehigh Valley Hospital is experiencing positive numbers. According to a financial analysis by the Pennsylvania Healthcare Cost Containment Council, that is a trend in which most smaller hospitals do not experience. Geisinger Health Network also reported patient revenues were $33 million higher than operating expenses at its 4 facilities. One local police department is raising money for an SUV by promoting the department with decals. After learning that the department was in need of money for a new vehicle, one local man reached into his own pocket and donated a large sum of money. A $1,000 check written out to the Beaver Meadows Police Department was quite a shock to Mayor Jeff Bobish. Recently, Police Chief Michael Marisi used $500 of his own money to purchase decals that read, "I support the Beaver Meadows Police Department." The reason for selling the decals is so the department can purchase a new SUV. The department has opened up a separate bank account, and all funds raised through the decal sales will go directly to the department for the purchase of a new vehicle. After posting the decals on a Facebook page and putting them on sale at local businesses in the borough, many have purchased them. Just recently, a Hazleton man reached out to help by purchasing a decal, but that man, Paul Malone, went one step further and gave the department a check for $1,000. Beaver Meadows Mayor Jeff Bobish says he was flabbergasted to learn that the department had received a donation of that size.
When I spoke with him, he had told me that he had been following the things that were going on between the borough and the chief for several years, and he feels that Chief Morisi is just doing a great job here in Beaver Meadows and wanted to help.
Mayor Bobish says that people from all over the area have been buying the decals, and he and the department could not thank them enough.
The support from not only the immediate community of Beaver Meadows has been phenomenal, but the support from the surrounding communities as well has just been tremendous. I can't believe myself the support that Chief Morisi is receiving from not only immediate communities, but communities outside the state. And Chief Morisi, he's an exceptional officer, and he does his job, and we're very lucky to have him.
The decals are just $10 and can be purchased at the Beaver Meadows Exxon, the Borough Building during water collection hours, Graziano's Restaurant, JoJo's Beverage, Studio 93, A&A Pizza, and Paul's Garage. Those who live out of the area can also purchase them by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Beaver Meadows Police Department, 100 East Broad Street, Beaver Meadows, PA, 18216. Just include information on how many you would like to purchase and include the money. Again, all monies collected from the decal sale will go directly to the police department fund in order to purchase a new SUV. Incumbent State Representative Gerald Mollari won last night's election over challenger Tony Bonomo. The two faced off for the Democratic nomination in the 119th Legislative District. With 100% of the precincts reporting, Bonomo had 1,131 votes, trailing Mollari, who received 4,312 votes. Bonomo won in his hometown of Hazel Township and West Hazleton by nearly a 2-1 margin, while Mollari led elsewhere by a more than 4-1 margin. Mollari also won in his hometown of Newport Township by 544 votes to Bonomo's 44. If Bonomo can get 300 write-in votes by Republicans, he can oppose Mollari in the fall election. Otherwise, Mollari will be unopposed. An outburst in a courtroom at the Luzerne County Courthouse caused a prisoner to be escorted out and receive additional charges. 23-year-old Nikita Patterson of Wilkes-Barre screamed obscenities and kicked sheriff deputies as she was carried from a Luzerne County courtroom after being sentenced back in March to 3 months to a year in prison for passing bogus money at a local convenience store. According to the criminal complaint, after Patterson was sentenced, she and her mother began screaming in the courtroom while Judge David Lupus was conducting other hearings. Patterson allegedly stood up and began to exit the courtroom by pulling away from sheriff deputies. Once removed from the courtroom, she allegedly kicked and pushed a sheriff deputy into a table and knocked over a trash can in the hallway. Patterson was charged with simple assault, resisting arrest, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct by the sheriff's department. She was arraigned by District Judge Martin Kane and remains behind bars for lack of $10,000 bail. A former employee of a pizzeria waived her rights to a preliminary hearing on charges that she stole over $1,000. 41-year-old Lori Ann Dio of Nanticoke is accused of allegedly stealing $1,425.85 from Tomato Head's Pizzeria on Wyoming Avenue in West Pittston between March and April of this year. Dio will now face charges of theft and receiving stolen property in Luzerne County Court. According to the criminal complaint, Dio admitted to stealing the money from March 10th to April 28th, telling police that she needed the money to pay for utility bills, sports equipment, traffic fines, and car repairs. The mayor of Chickasha has filed a lawsuit against council members claiming that she has been excluded from borough government. Mayor Beverly Moore has said that she has been left out of meetings and is forbidden to enter the municipal building office. She also isn't allowed access to borough records without a right to know request. She claims that the dispute with council members came after the firing of an officer in charge, Brian Morris, in January of 2014. She asked a judge to grant an injunction and order council to advise her of all meetings, give her access to the building, and pay her lawyer fines. There is a warning out to all eBay users. According to the company's hackers, broke into eBay 2 months ago and stole a database full of user information. The criminals took customer names, accounts, passwords, email addresses, phone numbers, and dates of birth. eBay is resetting everyone's password as a precautionary measure. eBay has 148 million active accounts, and a large number of them are said to be affected. The company stated that it hasn't stopped any increase in fraudulent activity on the site as of yet. eBay's subsidiary PayPal was not affected by the security breach. PayPal's information is kept on a separate network. One may argue that today was a good day to hit a lake or pond to reel in a big one, and that is what some students from Hazleton Area High School did. Our Gary Perna tells us about the unique experience for these students.
Today, students from the Hazleton Area High School took a trip to Whitetails Preserve to go fishing. Shelly Mellon is a transfer liaison with the high school and told us about the day and the fun that the students were having.
This is a fishing derby sponsored by Joe and Pat Gann's Whitetail Preserve with support from the Hazleton Area Outdoor Support Group, the Sports Shooting Club from Hazleton Area High School. And it's a great time for the kids to come down. Some of these kids have never fished before, so this is an opportunity for them to do something they've never tried and have a really good time doing it.
Like Mellon said, many of the students have never fished before, so it was a learning experience for them, but also a day of fun. Josh Mitchell would agree as he caught his first fish today.
Is that your first fish you caught, sir?
Yeah.
How exciting was it?
It was fun. It was really fun.
Other students were playing the waiting game, just waiting around to see if those hungry fish would come up and bite. Austin Moyer was one of them. He told our Mike Lula when is the best time to go fishing.
Musky day like this when it's just got done raining or is about to rain is the highest chance to catch fish. Fishing experience here today is actually quite well. Everyone's catching fish. They seem to be liking the bait very well. I mean, it's just fishing. It's just a game of waiting.
Jack Caparel assisted with the students today, teaching them how to cast the line and how to reel in that big one.
But he caught a fish so far, and Josh caught his. And the last instruction was, don't keep walking backwards on the bank because they're getting off. But he's learning, and he's learning quick, and he turned out to be a good fisherman. He's doing very well.
Many of the students that took part in today's fishing derby were excited to be out of the classroom and having fun while learning a new sport. Reporting for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
A guest speaker at today's Rotary Club meeting told the members about her special organization that helps area women enter the workforce with style and flair. WILN's Julie Stefanovich has more.
Dress for Success Luzerne County offers disadvantaged women trying to enter the workforce not only attire, but tools in helping them acquire a job. Executive Director and Founder Linda Armstrong addressed the audience at today's Greater Hazleton Rotary Luncheon.
Dress for Success helps to build a woman from the inside. Women have issues with their clothing and self-esteem, and it's all tied together to appearance. Dress for Success helps and reaches out to those disadvantaged women to build them up and to help them get back in the workforce.
The organization relies on donations of newer and contemporary clothing for their clients, which is a main component in the job-seeking process.
We give interview tips, and we train them how to look for a job, how to get a job, how to pass an interview, and what to do when they get that job. People that do call looking for help, I give them to one of our referral partners. If you are in the area and need help with your clothing and interview skills, your first step should be to go to at least a career link. We do serve 40 agencies across Luzerne County.
To learn more about Dress for Success, you can contact Linda at 570-270-4949 or visit them at dressforsuccessluzernecounty.org. In Hazel Township for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.